Hello, everybody. Welcome back. American Tank Ace by Compass Games, designed by Gregory M. Smith. We are on mission number 20 of our Broadaxe campaign. We're in the M4A1 76 HVSS named Broadaxe, and we are in August of 44. The can't really say week. The sixth engagement, possible engagement of August of 44. We're going to go ahead and roll. Get our missions out here. We'll roll first. 10. I can do all this straight on my log sheet. 10 is going to be another movement to contact, no specialty. All right. And we're going to go into the weather. 7. It's going to be clear weather again. And terrain, 2. Going to be woods. So we're going to have a little different terrain to deal with this time. Woods also means that we are going to start at medium range. So we'll go ahead and get our tanks set up. Medium range is, as long as we're not close, I'll come in with at least my commander open. I'm just going to have him open, everybody else button them down. We are in open country, not hold down, and we are at medium range. And coming in, I still think it served me right in the last two, in the last two scenarios or engagements. I'm going to continue to put AP up inside of my breach. Put 2 AP down here in the ready rack. I was going to put 2 APCR in there. This has been my standard loadout lately because it's working. And I'm going to put HE in the ready rack. Fill up the rest of it. And smoke, I don't worry so much about now. I have a smoke discharger that can get me out of trouble. If I need to, I'll reach into the just do one action and fire smoke straight from my stowage. All right, so that's my tank replaced. We're going to go ahead now and do the enemy forces. And we are in August still. 10. 2 recon and 2 half tracks. The half tracks are easy. Recon we have to roll for. First one is going to be an SDK SC222. Second one is and the second one is going to be a SDK SC234-1. Those 2 centimeters, they can hurt us a little bit. We got to watch for them. We don't want to be playing games with them, as in staying open too long. And the half tracks with their MGs, we're going to end up. Fortunately, I do have the 6th sense, so I can duck my commander back. That's not as crazy, but move to contact. We'll see what we got. All right, SDKs, he's setting up in 3. The 222. Same with the 234. Same with the half track, first half track, and second half track is going to be an Aaron 2. And they're actually going to try to flank me then. All right, in our SOP, they get to go ahead and go first because it's a move to contact. So these guys are going to discharge. We got to see what kind of infantry we got. Did forget to do that. 1, low quality. 5, penal. They're throwing everything at us. All right, they're going to discharge. This guy's going to, it says all vehicles, enemy vehicles and ANC will move forward if possible. So that's going to be a half track. He's going to move forward. That's all he could do. I don't think he can move and disgorge. So it's going to be us coming in straight up. And we've got plenty of targets up there. Oh, actually, no. Not our turn yet. These guys, I've got to roll for them. They got to fire if possible. The 222 is going to be firing at somebody else, and the 234 is going to be firing at somebody else. Really, it's a diamond in one hand, 10 cents in the other. So if I get this half track, I get rid of one infantry and the MG at the same time. But these guys are a little bit more. We'll go ahead and go for the 234. We're going to fire 2 shots at them. First AP, firing that out. We're loading on second AP. Go to the charts. Combat. We're at long range. We get a 12. Yeah, that's not going to cut it. That's a miss. We'll fire our second AP. Load another one in there. And we roll a 7, goes down to a 6, goes down to a 5. That's going to be a hit. And we don't even have to check. We are penetrating his easy. So you know what? And I forgot to do. I get so excited to do this, I forget to do my paperwork. Let's go. We got half tracks. Not trucks. Come on, Greg, get it together. There we go. Half tracks. Half tracks. 2 penals. And a sneeze. Must be recording. SDKFC 222. SDKFC 234, which we have just taken out. All right. That's going to be it for my turn. We go down to the oh, they get the fire now. So this guy here, he did not fire at us. The half track did not fire at us. The penal infantry up here not firing at us, and this half track is going to disgorge his crew. Another penal. We got to roll for an event. 9, niner. That's going to be DE1 random German infantry. Very nice. We like it when that happens. We'll go odds here, evens there. Odds it is, he's gone. And I'll put him, one penal down is DE by something destroyed by friendlies. All right, and then we go to into the combat round, remove trucks. No, we go to go ahead, smoke and artillery. Nothing there. Determine enemy targeting. It's not their turn yet. Resolve CFF. We don't have any. Conduct actions. I got 2 commands, and I'm going to go ahead and fire at the SDKSC. And all I have is, oh, you know what? No, I didn't. I did that right. We get a fire at him. A 9. It's going to be too high. I did need to fire that off. Fire that off and load APCR. That's all we've got. I'm going to fire APCR off as my second shot. And a 10. That's going to miss also. 10 goes down to 8. 9 goes down to 8. So he's going to be firing at us. I will go ahead and use my 6th sense to duck down. Button up. The 222 is going to fire at us in a range of 5. That is wow. 5. That's going to be a hit on us. I don't think it's going to hurt us. Good thing I 2 centimeter or penetration. So we're going to be rolling on this chart right here. As you can see, it can do some damage to us. 5. That's going to be ineffective. The half track will fire at somebody else. This half track down here fired at somebody else. This infantry, he's going to fire at us. And he can't do anything really because we are buttoned up. But we'll roll for him anyway. Look at that. Good thing I did button up. He is Snake Eyes, which gives him a B. Forces the enemy tank vehicle to button up. Would check for possible wounds, but we are all buttoned up, so that's a no-go. We're going to roll for an event. 3. GE Reinforcement 1 SVG. Very nice. We are getting a little bit hairy here. SVG is going to be 6. Going to be a Stug 3G. We just took care of them, one of them not long ago. They are scary because they can penetrate us. SDG 3G. And he's going to come in 5 over here. First turn only, so he's not going to try to penetrate us. So, ended a combat round. We're going to go ahead and do smoke and artillery. It is enemy targeting. We won't worry about that yet. I think I'm going to make up vassal counters to indicate who is targeting me, or maybe just even some kind of a flag marker on these counters to indicate that they're targeting me, so I don't lose track of them, because it does get kind of confusing sometimes. It is my actions. I'm at medium range too. I did forget to do that. Don't think it has made any difference yet, but wow, 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 wow. I am going to turn to face the Stug 3, and then reload that ready rack with armor piercing. You know what? Actually, I don't need to get. No, we don't need to go. I'm just gonna put AP in there. We're allowed to reload 4 more rounds in there, so I'm gonna go load 4 more rounds in there. We're gonna risk them firing at us, not throw smoke. That way, I'm stocked up for the next round. That's my my actions. The Stug. Yes, he is firing at me. Ouch. And I did mess up because they fired at me. He hit me regardless. I've been using the long range and we're in medium range. So, yes, I do mess up, especially when it's early in the morning. It is early in the morning. So, um, we'll get our act together one day. We may have a short round here anyway. The Stug's firing at us at medium range. He needs a 2 to 6 to hit. He gets an 8. He misses. Thank goodness. The SDK FC 222. Use the right chart for him this time. He needs a 2 to 6 to hit. He gets a 6. Good thing he hit us and not the other guy. And that's going to be previous target, so he definitely hits us. Going to the main gun, 2 centimeters on him. That's 3. He's going to be ineffective again. This infantry, he's not firing at us. This half track, not firing at us. This infantry is firing at us, and he can't do any damage to us because we're buttoned up. But he rolled a 10, which is a miss anyway. No, they are going to go ahead and roll for an event. A 7, there's going to be no event. Going to go, we're back to the beginning. It is our shot. We're going to fire 2 shots at the Stug. APCR first. Load up AP. Medium range, we need 2 to 6. We get a 3. -1 is a 2. +1 is a 3. That's a hit. We were 7. Plus APCR. And add 1 to gun penetration. So yeah, we really don't need to worry about that. That was a wasted using that, but it was in my breach, and we're not going to take the time to figure that out. So we roll a 10, which is going to be a DE on the Stug. We are having a good round so far. I forgot to put the Stug in here too. She joined us late. That's all right. We'll put him in there to kill him. And then we still have 1 action left, and we're going to have to turn back to this guy now, and that's going to be our actions. German's firing. This guy's going to fire at us. He could get at medium range. He's rolling a 3. That's going to hit. We're going to roll on this chart right here. That's a 4, ineffective. He could still disable us, or I mean immobilize us, and a very rare chance he could DE us. So the half track up here. Oh, he's going to start firing at us too. With an MG, he really can't do anything or roll the dice. 7 or 6 rather is nothing. This half track 3 is firing at somebody else. This guy is firing at us. That is a 8. That's going to be a nothing. Roll for an event. A 5. DE1 German anti-tank gun. We don't have any. Thank goodness for that. Which is going to bring us to smoke and artillery. Then it is our turn again. We're going to try and take care of that bad boy right there. I have AP loaded. So we're going to go ahead and fire that, load another AP in. That's a 3. We're going to hit him too, and that's automatic because he's got an armor of 2. I guess I should roll in there. There is a chance that it's not automatic. And we roll a 7. That is a DE. Yeah, there's always effective immobilization or ineffective, so like a dud or something. So you got to roll the dice through, Greg. Don't be lazy. 222. Killed him. That's going to make us a good mission so far. We're having a good mission again. I still have 1 action. I'm facing forward. I'm going to fire AP at that half track, and then load another AP in. Still got another half track to contend with. That's going to be a 4. Wow, we are getting the rolls. That's going to be another hit. We will go ahead and roll. Yeah, just making sure of everything. All right, we hit easily right there. We're going to go 10. That's going to be a DE on the half track. So we got the half track also. And I did forget to fire that away, didn't I? I removed, we're ready to load. No, we moved it. We'll take care of him also in short order. And we'll knock off another half track. All right, their turn. This guy is going to fire at somebody else. Spino infantry is firing at us. 5, that's going to be nothing. Event 11. Why do I not like 11? DE1 random German vehicle. Oh, I guess I do like 11. The half track is the only one we got that's going to wreck him. I'm going to put destroy on him because we didn't get the credit for that. Somebody else got him. And that's going to make the infantry. Infantry does not fight to the last man, so he is going to remove. And we roll for an event. Oh, actually, I don't remove him right away. I got to roll for that event first. We did did roll for the event. That was the half track. He is removed. And then we go ahead. We took the field. We don't roll for a counterattack. So we're just going to go check around for some war trophies. 8. We get German rations. You can have them. Thank you. But we'll take them just so we can trade for some stuff. That's going to give us one more. Go over here and do this on my paperwork. We had a success. That's going to give us our second DSC. I want to double check on, make sure my math is right always. All right, DSC is for tank commander who destroys 4 tanks SPGs in a single battle. We did not do that, so we do not get that. My math is wrong on it. I got four vehicles, but not 4 tanks. So I got to go in. I'm going to fix that real quick. I will be right back. You don't need to see me doing that. All right, fixing my math on that. I had it all set up in my Excel sheet, right? I just didn't direct it to the right one for the DSC. So we should not have a DSC, which is good because I didn't really count it except for the prestige. So it's I should be down to 5 prestige level. Yes, 5 prestige level with 2 prestige left. I had it pointing to my kills the same as my other ones. DSC is for tanks only, and I had everything in place. So I've got to update a new. I'll update a new instance of this into Board Game Geek and everything soon to make sure that that doesn't happen. So I'll double check my paper doll again. Oh boy, we're just gonna play around with everything. Okay, I should have 3 silver stars. Is that right? Like I said, I got it. This is all testing at the same time, so bear with me as I go through and do this right. Silver stars award a tank commander who destroys 3 enemy vehicles and/or anti-tank guns during a battle and completes his mission. So yes, we do got 3 of those, and I did not update that. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Bronze Star, we still got 3 of those. 1 Purple Heart, 1 Arcom, and 1 AME. Yes, we are good on that. All right, and experience, I should have 0 experience, and I forgot to, I spent that last time. So now we're back to where we belong. No harm, no foul, other than the fact that I had 1 extra prestige point, but I haven't used that yet. And I will make sure that I put this up for everyone. I used the same. I don't know why I did that. I used the same thing that I did for Medal of Honor and everything. All right, so that is the end of that mission. Another successful mission. We're going to go ahead and clean up. Go to our tank. We still have 2 APCR left over, so I got to transfer that over right away. I am not going to buy any more right now. We're just going to go ahead and sit on that. And then we're going to go ahead. Let's see here. How long are we on this video? 24 minutes. I'd like to try and get my 21st mission in there too. That's going to give us another XP. Let's do that. We're going to roll 1 more mission. That's going to be a 6. 6 will be an attack. Infantry is going to be dug in. Enemy fires first in round 1. Check for counter attack at mission end. The continuing on down the line here. Charts. I don't have this down to a smooth operation again like I did when I did the first videos. You'll have to excuse me on that. I've gotten into combat so bad that I can't remember much of anything else so far. And I'm going to hit that up later today. Oh, we are in the mud today. Oh, this is just getting better. And as far as terrain goes, we are in the woods again. All right. Woods is going to put us at medium. We're going to go to medium range. We're going to be in the open country. The load ready rack up. Ugh, AP's been working for me. Why not? We'll just keep using my AP in the breach right now. And two more in the ready rack. And we're going to use up two more of our APCRs. Haven't had to use them yet, but I want them there in case because we're going to get to the point where we're going to need them. HE, we don't have the Easy 8 yet. They don't come out until December. I'm going to go ahead and put my commander button back up, and yes, my Sixth Sense has reset, so I can. Commander's going to come in open. Everybody else is going to be down. I got AP in a ready rack. We're facing forward. Time to find out what we're up against. All right, reroll 2d6, which is an 8. One anti-tank and one infantry. The anti-tank gun will be, oops, d10. Oh no, pack 43. Ouch. Yeah, this could be the end of Broadaxe. Yeah. And one infantry, that's going to be a 5, which is Wehrmacht, and they're going to be dug in. All right. Anti-tank gun starts straight ahead, which is good because we're facing him, except I've got AP in there right now. It may behoove me to go ahead and fire some smoke out and change my load. I don't want to fire AP at an anti-tank gun and have him firing back at me. And the infantry is 2. They're going to set up over here. Good Lord, that's scary. Here we go. Do our paperwork before we forget. Pack 43. And Wehrmacht. Okay. Reset the artillery and smoke. They do get the fire first. We'll start up here. Let's get the worst out of the way first. Check the anti-tank gun. He's going to fire at somebody else. Lucky us. And the infantry is going to fire at somebody else. Lucky us. So I'm going to stay open. It's my orders. You know what? I'm not going to fire smoke yet because that's just going to hurt me in the long run. I'm going to have the gunner swap the load. Um, just looking to see if I really don't want to piss him off. We are in the mud and the snow. That's going to affect my HE and my machine gun. And we've got woods, which is going to affect my HE and machine gun. Let's see if we could driver can earn his stripes and get us a hull down position, maybe. Let's go ahead and try it. First, we got to move, which means 2d6, and we have drivers buttoned up. It's -1, but we have HVSS that's +1, and we have that. So we're going to have a total modifier of +1. We got 11, so we don't get immobilized. Now, hold down. We get a 6. We are hull down. We have +1, -1, so we are hull down. I'm going to go ahead and move us to hull down here. That's going to help me survive, hopefully, a little bit. Yeah, that's hull down is up there only. That's going to be the end of the first round. We're going to roll for an event. 10, it would be nice to get rid of a random German AT gun, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. The event 10, GE mortar attack. And I'm going to go ahead and use my sixth sense and get down inside the hatch again. Just for that special occasion. And that's going to be a -1 for mortars. 5, good thing I did. 4 would have been buttoned. I would have been checking for injuries, but we're already buttoned. So actually, we got to do 4. 5 may not have hit a 6. Yeah, wouldn't have hit us, but still, we'll take them chances. All right, smoking artillery's gone. It is our turn again. Oh, man, I'm going to end up pissing this guy off. Oh, yeah, here we go. We're going to fire at the anti-tank gun and load another HE in. And we are at medium range. Oh boy, I'm just playing around with my windows over here. I got to situate them a little bit better. Firing HE. I'm pretty sure you still have to use this chart for HE. Boy. I'm going to look at the rules. I'll be right back. I don't want to make this a long video while I'm stumbling around. I'm pretty sure that because all this is here, I'm pretty sure we had to do that, but I could be wrong. That could just be on the HEMG chart. I'll be right back. All right, it says tank main gun rounds. Let's see, this is in specific ammunition effects and limitations. Tank main gun fire rolls to hit on B1, then applies results on B3 against vehicles. Against anti-tank infantry targets, only HE and WP have an effect per the chart's note. That's kind of, to me, that's confusing. I'm going to go ahead and roll on the HEMG attack, and maybe I'll pose that. I swear I've gone through this before with Greg, and I'm pretty sure that against anti-tank guns, we're just using this chart right here. All right, we're going to roll with it, and I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Firing HE. We already accounted for ammunition. First shot, we get an 8, which is probably not good. We wanted to roll low. See that though, you got to hit. Why does it say? This is where I always get confused. Why does it say up here that HE or WP rounds that hit always destroy an anti-tank gun? I swear you have to use this to hit and then do the damage. But on an AT gun, we're not checking the damage. If I'm firing a machine gun at them, yeah, we're gonna play that way. It just the way these are written, and I'll clarify it later. So we're gonna have an 8 -1 is a 7. We are buttoned up, goes up to an 8. See, HE rounds that hit infantry cause 1 step. You don't roll on the HE MG chart for them. If you hit with the main gun on HE, you cause a 1 step loss. So that's what it is. I do remember going through that with him now, because if you hit them once and then you suppress them again the second time, they get suppressed again the second time. 2 suppressions are a kill. So a miss suppresses the gun. So even if we miss, which we just missed, and missuppresses them only. See that if you get that's what it is. You got to use this chart for the main gun no matter what. A hit is going to cause damage. A miss automatically suppresses them. So we get a suppress for the first one. And then with infantry, I remember going through this with him at the convention. Then the second one, if you hit them on the second one, they're gone because 2 suppressions become a reduction, and plus the reduction that you get. So it behooves you to fire your main gun for the most part. All right, boy, I hate it when I forget rules. Second shot, another HE round downrange at that damn anti-tank gun, and we're going to go ahead and load HE up there. Medium range, previous target 7, 6, 5, 6. There, that's for the fire. Maybe. Hmm. Now I'm going to have to look that up. I'll be right back. Yeah, I am assuming that means they kind of went to ground, so it's making them harder to hit. So that's going to be a 7, 6, 5, 6, 7. We're going to miss. And the suppression does affect infantry, but does not affect anti-tank. So we pissed him off, and he will be firing at us. Not good. Not a way to go, guys. All right, so their turn. He is suppressed. He is firing at us. He got a 4. Oh, Jesus Christ. No, see, that's suppressed AT firing at us. No, we should not have done that. We had a 7, 6, 5. That's for them firing at us. Good Lord, I'm a mess. 5, 6. So we would have hit him, and that would have gotten rid of the gun. I don't know why I overthink things sometimes, but I do. We're going to go ahead and wreck that, and we're going to go ahead and remove that. This guy is going to fire at us, which I do believe we buttoned up. We are buttoned up, so he is not going to cause any effect to us. A 9 is a nothing anyway. We're going to roll for an event, which is an 8, no event. So guy left on the board is going to remove. And that is going to end that one. And we managed the duel despite my forgetfulness on rolls. We survived another mission against an 88 too. For a success, and I think that's going to get us nothing. Nothing, yes, except experience. We should have another experience point now. Yes, we got one experience. Excuse me, I'm sorry, guys. One experience point now. And I'm going to hold on to that a little while. All right, so we can go ahead and clean up our tank. We can go ahead and clean up our battlefield. That's going to be it for this video. We're going good. I wish I could remember the rules better, but they're slowly but surely coming back to me. I'll be a little sharper on them later. I did screw around a little bit with that suppressed AT, thinking that went against me, but it's not. That's for suppressed AT firing at us. That was the difference between me hitting them and not hitting them. And when you hit with an HE, you automatically destroy an AT gun or a half-track or a wheeled vehicle. And that wheeled vehicle, I had somebody, I do remember clarifying that with Greg. That wheeled vehicle is considering what he describes as a wheeled vehicle in this game, which is a truck, not a armored car or recon that has wheels. So if you run into that and you question that, I do remember clarifying that before with him. The wheeled is trucks only in this game. So when the chart B1 directs you to the wheeled vehicles, it's his definition of the game of the wheeled vehicle. We're not going to get technical on the Puma has a wheels or something like that. I do remember going through that with him before also when I was setting this game up. So, all right. Thanks for joining me, everybody. We'll see you next time. That was the Adventures of Broadaxe. We're now through 21 missions. We're deep into August. We've got one possible engagement left in August, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for joining me. American Tank Ace by Compass Games, designed by Gregory M. Smith.